Hello there folks, welcome to a cast here on Colorless Refinery between Master Rostam versus Guru Skippy, who apparently is doing his Cyrillic thing these days. Anyway, yeah, so Guru Skippy versus Rostam. I've not seen Rostam play in a very, very long time. I mean, we're talking literally years here. So I don't know how high level this is going to be. But Guru's been playing fairly regularly, and he's playing his Orcs, so it should be decent. I would say that the Sorcerer probably has the advantage here in this matchup. The ability for the Sorcerer to pick up the teleporting armor and chase after the teleporting mech boy mitigates a lot of the advantages that the mech boy gets. And you can kind of overwhelm him in melee with Flame Sword, get Raptors, put the Flame Sword on the Raptors. Obviously you've got your AC ticks and the Sorcerer himself. Yeah, it becomes scary. And we all know in Tier 2 just how powerful Chaos can be against the Orcs as well, so we'll see. Looks like Guru's going for something a little bit weird here. He's going for immediate double gens. I find it odd that if he's going for double gens, he sends the mech boy down the same side where his natural farm is. I wouldn't do that. I'd send the mech boy over here because he can get there faster with his teleports. Because generally you want to cap the contested point and node it that's on the other side of the map to your natural farm, so that then their best gen bashing units kind of have to split up. But he committed both his boys over this side. By default, Heretics will get wrecked by Slugger Boys. They need their aspiring champion if they want to take that fight. So they're just doing a bit of kiting here, which is sensible from Rostam. Now if he blobs both the default Heretics together, they will absolutely slaughter the Slugger Boys. It's just too much DPS. So they're going to run past the mech boy. Yeah, the other thing here is, as soon as the Heretics Doom Blast and suppress these guys, you can hit them with that really powerful Doom Bolt, which will be pretty spooky. So let's see, we might get that in action right now. The Slugger Boys are actually kind of split up quite favourably. Yeah, it wasn't a great Doom Bolt, but it doesn't matter. Doom Bolt does such gigantic damage, plus you got CSM bolters firing in. Oh, you had an AC tick coming too. Maybe Rostam could have cancelled that. Probably doesn't need it that urgently now that he's seen there's only 2 squads of boys and they've just been forced off. Well, there is Storm Boys now. That's the plan for Guru Skippy so far. Oh, he's going double Storm Boys? Oh, wow. Okay, this is cool. I've not seen this in... Dude, I don't remember the last time I seen double Storm Boys, period. Jeez. This is interesting. Let's see how it fares then. Definitely not meta. I don't know whether it's good or not. It certainly leaves you quite open in the early game. You know, if there was like a big double AC tick push onto the gen farm, then that could be quite scary. You see that Guru is a little bit worried about that. He's rotated the Storm Boys back to the gen farm to do a bit of defense. Mech Boys going around just harassing. Obviously, going to get the battery pack. You're going double Storm Boys. Oh, that's really, really lucky there with the special and the Sorcerer to prevent the decap. Obviously, you go for the battery pack so you can heal your Storm Boys. If you're going double Storm Boys, it's kind of a no-brainer. Maybe you can kill the mech boy and retreat here with the CSM. Good positioning from Rostam, actually. Very good awareness. I'm quite impressed to see that, given how long it's been since he played. He was totally on that. Got his units into the correct position. Nicely played, Rostam. Takes out the mech boy. Now, that was all... It stemmed from quite a bit of luck that he got the special initially with the Sorcerer, prevented the decap, and then that caused a delay so that the Heretics and the CSM could get in the correct position to get that kill, but... Risky business, I guess, from Guru. He had no support over there for the mech boy. Probably should have teleported over here and then retreated, so he went across this way, but what can you do? Because he knew that he'd lost the VP in the mid, so he should have seen that coming. So it's technically a little bit of a misplay from Guru. He could prevent that death. So he's running around the shooter boy with just one shooter, so he's going for a pure melee build, which against Noise Marines is actually kind of scary. Now obviously any individual squad can tie up the Noise Marines, but they do such crazy high damage at close range, and obviously they can delay that initial squad for quite some time from doing any damage with the Cacophony, and whilst these Storm Boys are knocked over, then you can hit them with Doom Bolts. So yeah, there's no ability to do this right now with the heretics having so few models. They just Doom Blast and retreat out of there. One of the Noise Marines gets killed by the power melee of the Storm Boys here. And you've seen how the battery pack came in and healed off basically all the damage from the Doom Bolts there on the Storm Boys. Very good war gear in this matchup to mitigate the AoE damage that the Sorcerer has available to him. Ooh. Warps at the Heretics. Probably not a bad idea, to be honest. I don't know if Guru would have killed them, but there was definitely a possibility if Guru played optimally and didn't mess up his micro on his Stormboys with his second Stormboy in retreat, if he prevented them from charging, he definitely could have killed these guys. I don't know about sending in the tick here, literally just an aspiring champion, that's pretty scary. I wanted the Doom Blast Doom Bolt combo, but it's not going to work. Another lucky special, holy crap. I swear that should have only been 2 models killed, not 4, but there you go. That's the Sorcerer with that sword, man. He just becomes such a threat. So map control looking very blue right now. And honestly, Rostam's not even that far ahead in tech. It's kind of surprising. Guru Skippy, you know, he spent that 250 to get his mech back and he's still way ahead in rec. I guess he's had way better control of the rec points on the map. And also, he's running far fewer squads because the Shooter Boys are purely a capping unit with 1 model. Which, by the way, is super risky. Well, I guess there's no teleport, so it's not that bad actually. I'm kind of surprised there's no teleport. Well, there's only 1 Shooter Boy range squad. So I guess that makes sense. It's just a good map for the teleport though. A lot of mobility. A lot of benefits to having that teleport. You can go from here to here instantly, which is lovely. Here to here. No, here to here, etc. So potentially a big engagement here. One of the Heretics is missing, which is going to be difficult for Rostam, I think. Doombolt's countered by the battery pack, but this Stormboy squad needs to jump out. Ooh, they retreat out, but Rostam microed there. Oh, that was big. If his Sorcerer and his Heretics hit these guys, he might have even got the wipe, honestly. That was a big, big misplay. Mechboy needs to teleport out. Sloppy. Now his sloppy plays from Guru, and now we've got 2 aspiring champion Heretics here. Coruscating Flame dropped on these. Yeah, the Orcs got to get out of there. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there with Guru's Mechboy. I guess just micro mistakes from both of them. Guru definitely should have, well, not even retreated that first Stormboy squad. He should have jumped that squad out. So the interesting thing is that Guru, oh, I like this play from Rostam. Go on, Rostam! Showcasing his skills there. He sees the opportunity, he warps his Noise Marines back in and starts gen bashing. Beautifully done. So this is really nice because Guru literally just got to tier 2 and for some reason Guru on, okay, I don't know why he didn't finish the gen. It's a bit weird. What's he doing? Finish the gen! No, Rostam, kill the damn gen! Oh my god. The Sorcerer would kill it in like 2 hits because of the damage over time. Okay, that's weird. Oh, I've got sniffles. It's very, very frustrating right now. Anyway, the really interesting thing there is that Guru went to tier 2 without replacing all of his gens, and yeah, it's kind of left him in an awkward spot. He spent all of his power on a couple of Stormboy knobs, which, I don't know, that doesn't seem great to me. I do like the experimentation here from Guru though, running around the Stormboy, running around the Shooter Boys with only one boy in the squad. Obviously that maximizes his requisition income. Nice to see. Chaos Dreadnought going to be coming out for Rostam. I think that's going to be difficult to deal with for sure. Good damage there from the Doom Bolts. Not quite as scary now that the knob's on the field, but those Stormboys are going to be healing in base for quite some time right now. Custom force field for the Mechboy coming out. Interesting. I don't know if I'd have made that my priority with the lack of power right now that Guru has. I do like the Chaos Dreadnought choice for Rostam. Super versatile. It's not terrible against the Death Dread. I mean, it's not great either. But it's not terrible because it has that 20% melee resist. But having the autocannon and the underslung bolter means that it actually trays pretty well against tank busters, especially if you can hit them with a Doom Boss as well. They're going to have to retreat very fast. And the autocannon means it will counter any truck that might come out as well. And of course, with the 20% melee resist, you can also beat up orcs in melee relatively well. I guess double Stormboys could be problematic with a knob. We'll see. So it's going to be busters initially. Now obviously if both the Stormboys are tying this Chaos Dreadnought up in melee, hitting it with heavy melee, and then you've got busters shooting it, then the Dreadnought's going to die pretty fast. This is where I would start to consider, yeah, getting the teleport armor, because then you can teleport the Sorcerer to tie up the busters at all times. Ooh, and he's going mark-up corn as well. Okay, fair enough. So the Stormboys now will not be very hard to deal with. They're going to do nothing against him. He's just going to make sure that he keeps the tank busters tied up. It's tricky to know what Rostam should go for next. I suggest that he has two options really. He goes for Raptors or he goes for Plague Marines. I guess it depends on what Guru does. Get the AC on the CSM in the meantime. He's already on it. Rostam's macro is pretty good here actually. I'm actually really impressed. I thought it'd be a lot worse given how long it's been since he's played. At least, you know, played consistently anyway. So you can get the Raptors to put on a crazy amount of pressure. They're actually not that terrible, even though there's a load of melee which can obviously duel them quite cost effectively. They're not terrible because of all the supporting assets that he has here. The Raptors put the pressure on the tank busters, and if the tank busters are forced off, then the Khorne Dread is basically unkillable right now. One of the problems will be if the Mech Boy goes for a beamy death gun as well, then you've got to tie up two sources of ranged AV with your Sorcerer, which is not really going to be possible. But the problem is that Guru Skippy could get a Death Dread out as well, and then that's going to be problematic because the... Ooh, beautiful Blastmaster shot here. The Stormboys need to get out. What the hell are they doing? Oh, they want to call the boys, and Guru screwed it up again. Oh, man. Guru must hate that change so much to make Call the Boys not instant. I mean, that was a big nerf. But yeah, nothing was tying up the tank busters. That was an absolutely disgusting shot there from the Blastmasters. Holy crap, man. Blastmasters are so scary right now. I mean, he went Blastmasters against double Stormboys, and it's perfectly fine. They're just that good. Oh, this is interesting. Guru's decided to reinforce the Shoot Boys. Huh. Maybe he feels like he needs something to help kill the Sorcerer? I don't know. Strange. Bloodletters for Rostam. Bloodletters are interesting because they're better against the melee threats, but they're not as good at actually forcing off tank busters since they have that weird sort of teleport, and they don't have a proper melee charge, and they don't suppress when they jump on the tank busters, unlike the Raptors. The other problem is that they don't do any AV, unlike the Raptors who do have heavy melee, but that's not going to be that relevant against the Death Dread. He's got heavy melee in the Chaos Dreadnought, so it's not a bad idea anyway. I do think Raptors would have actually been better here though. And it makes sense that Guru's going to go for the Death Dread to try and skew his opponent's composition. So you've got a little bit of AV here. You've got the Dreadnought himself, who can obviously easily duel the Death Dread, but the Death Dread's too fast. And the Death Dread has no incentive to try and duel a K-Dread. And then you've got the Blastmaster, which can do a bit of chip. So maybe an autocannon now would be sufficient. Seems to me like anything else would be pretty excessive. Alternatively, you could just get a second Dreadnought. You could even give it a Markazinch. That could be pretty cool. Then you just keep the Markazinch Dreadnought near the Corn Dreadnought, and then they both fight the Death Dread in melee. And the Death Dread can't really do anything. Bloodletters and Chaos Sorcerer focus on dealing with Tank Busters. Chaos Sorcerer right now should probably be, yeah, teleporting forward onto the Tank Busters, which have that Mordaka on them. Blastmaster does get dived on there, but I don't know how much it's actually contributing. Oh my god, he wipes the Stormboys as well. That other Stormboy squad's doing things in the corner. But yeah, Bloodletters and Ticks correctly focused on the Tank Busters. A little bit late there on the Sorcerer, but should be able to teleport after them with the Sorcerer, in fact, to get that wipe on the Tank Busters. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. Stormboy's easily beating up the AC Ticks there. I think they've got a jump. But CSM have activated Slaughter. They need to pull out their Chainswords. Not fight with bolters, pull out your chainswords. Oh, they don't even need to, holy shit. They're killing those Stormboys anyway. What, they retreat? I don't know if they needed to. He didn't get the wipe, so Rostam messed up there with the... Oh, I just seen what he's more concerned about. The Death Dread actually nearly killed the friggin' Corn Dreadnought thanks to all the Tank Buster DPS. So he warped the Dreadnought over here. Oh, Rostam's kind of thrown right now. Oh, nice call, the boys. Gonna sacrifice the Mech Boy for it, most likely. Yeah, the Corn Dread will turn around and kill him, but the Tank Busters are back on the field because Rostam didn't manage to wipe them. Oh, I thought that was gonna be a worse special than it is. Okay, so he's gonna get the K-Dread. This is only a default Death Dread as well, wow. Unbelievable. Damn, for a default Death Dread, that just put in work. Gretchens get spawned. They can obviously repair straight away. Only 5 HP per second, not the usual 10 HP per second, but no build time, cheap costs. Get them on the field, get repairing that Death Dread ASAP. Busters will continue to cap the map. So the problem for Rostam now is that he didn't kill this Death Dread, and it's level 2. And yeah, he's got no AV. He lost his AV sources. Guess the Stormboys did wipe out the Ice Marines or something. He's shooting the gens with the Death Dread here whilst getting repaired. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. But yeah, probably wants to get that back. He doesn't know what's coming. There could be Plague Marines coming. They'd be able to take out the Death Dread quite easily at this point with the amount of HP he's got. A little bit of shield play here from the Mech Boy, just disrupting all the capping units, delaying, stopping the enemy from capping. Stormboy's performing surprisingly well here against the CSM. I feel like there should have been a Battery Pack heal as well, what the hell? Man, those Stormboys performed amazing, they didn't even have their knob. Level 3, I guess that's the explanation. So Grot's here being given some shooters. Yeah, I guess it could be pretty damn effective right now. These Grots actually do a kind of obscene amount of DPS. See the range damage there coming out of the Grots plus the burners on the Death Dread, pretty decent. Most of the threats here are light infantry except the CSM. Even these Plague Marines coming out now, they're going to be light infantry. So yeah, Grot shooters, not that bad. I just realised as well, Guru actually lost his proper shooters recently as well. Good old Death Dread protecting his kin. Death Dread could get into retreat path here. Honestly, with a Bomber Boys, that could be a wipe with a Death Dread as well. Let's see. Chop. No, he messed up the second chop. That wasn't Guru's fault, that's just the Death Dread. No Bomber Boys. Yeah, I don't think that would have killed. But maybe if he jumped after them, though. He had a lot of opportunity to do that. Stormboys, when they get the Bomber Boys upgrade anyway, they get, well, it's called the improved rocket packs. You see here, they get plus 15 jump range. So it actually really helps you with the retreat wipes. It's going to be a weird boy now for Guru to try and counter the Plague Marines. We'll see. This might be tricky to use. I mean, man, his army is dilapidated. Probably should get the Weird Boy and then another squad of Gretchen. Of course, if you use your Warp Vomit right, you can get some nice counterplay on the Bloodletters, and then you just chain knock back the CSM or the Plague Marines, or ideally both if they're stood close together with your passive attacks. Warpath never hurts to buff the, what is it, damage resistance of nearby orcs? Or is it damage? I can never remember. I know it's a big buff either way. It might even be both. Cheeky little bit of Tzeentch worship, a little bit of a missed micro there from Rostam though. I feel like he definitely should have been able to hit the Death Dread there with one of his missiles. Very odd use of the Robes of Torment there. But an isolated Weird Boy, gonna get jumped on by the Bloodletters and definitely has to retreat out of there. You get a lot of red really for killing Grots, don't you? 4 red. Feels like a lot for how fragile they are. A bit more disruption here from the Mech Boy. Let's see how we do here. I guess the Death Dread can go straight onto the Plague Marines. They won't be able to really stop him. Even with their snare, they're too slow to be able to kite him. Stormboy's performing amazing, man. Rostam doesn't seem to be swapping his CSM into their chainsword mode when he uses Slaughter, which is a big mistake. I don't know if he is even aware of that mechanic. That'd help a lot versus these Stormboys, that's for sure. Fucking Grots just killed a CSM, I think. Oh, these heretics are in a bad spot. That's a really bad spot. Oh, they're just gonna live. Weird Boy should be able to scream for these Plague Marines now. Scream for the Death Dread against the Plague Marines. Replacement Dreadnought coming out for Rostam. Now this isn't looking quite so good, the purchase, because you know you've already got the tank busters on the field, which are now level 2. You've got this level 3 Death Dread. Death Dread's done amazing, man. So I'm not sure how well this Dread's gonna do. I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt. And I guess the thing is he has Plague Marines now, so certainly the enemy Death Dread's gonna struggle to get into a position to tie up this Dreadnought in melee. Just keep this thing in default, I think. So that you can pew-pew the Death Dread from afar. And then the Death Dread can only tie up one of them, right? It can only tie up the Plague Marines or the Dreadnought, it can't tie up both. You'll be able to pressure the tank busters from afar as well, and the Grots, bleed them quite a bit. The Stormboys are going to be annoying, but you're just going to have to deal with the Stormboys anyway. I didn't even see where Rostam lost the Bloodletters, for God's sake. Well, we're just waiting, folks. A little bit of a lull. Sizing one another up here in the middle. We've got a little bit of a grok. A grok? Whoa. I didn't know whether to say orc or grot there. A grok bunker. Dark flames on it to try and do a bit of anti-garrison damage. It does, but it's splash damage, so it's a Weird Boy inside that thing. Kind of hard to deal with. It's a pretty good classic combo, that the Grot bunker and the Weird Boy inside of it. Yeah, this is a nicely handled engagement from Guru actually, perhaps a little bit... Ooh, nice Call the Boys again, he likes his Call the Boys, doesn't he? Where are the busters though? Ah, they're back at base. If only he had the busters right now. He'd be a lot better off putting a lot of pressure on the Dreadnought. Still, forces it back. Rostam's worried, so he warps out the Dreadnought. A bit of a failed push, really. I'm not sure how he can deal with this bunker. If he had Blastmasters, it'd be trivial. But obviously he doesn't. I guess the Dreadnought plus the Plague Marines can probably destroy the bunker relatively fast with their AV weapons, but... yeah, they've kind of got other priorities right now. Like, trying to kill this immortal MVP Death Dread level 4. Honestly, this Death Dread has done amazing. When was the last time you seen the Death Dread put in work like this? It's been a while, for sure. I feel like somewhere along here, Rostam probably should have gone tier 3. Maybe instead of this second Dreadnought, which hasn't really put in that much work, might have been better going tier 3. Getting a tank out. If he at least could have killed the Death Dread then with a tank push before Guru himself gets to tier 3 and gets the unit out, then I feel like he could have had a pretty good potential. Right now, what I'm looking at though, I don't know if Rostam's got this. It looks like he's going to lose. But, yeah, you never know. They might take a big engagement here and Guru Skippy might throw. There's not a lot of VPs left in it. Obviously, Rostam's feeling the pressure right now, less than 40 VP, so he's going to have to make a big play. Can't remember how much red Dark Flames is. Is it 125 or 150? So he might have some red for that. The Weird Boy isn't full health, so that's something. But 1 Dark Flames is not going to be enough to force him out of that bunker, which is a pain. So let's see how it goes. He catches the Grots. Should probably focus them with the CSM as well. Can't get the decap thanks to this fucking mech boy. Oh, he didn't micro the mech boy. Jesus, Guru. Didn't micro the mech boy, so the CSM do actually get the decap. Mech boy should probably just run along and go cap the natural of Rostam right now, but he's not gonna. He's tying up the CSM. He got his battery pack heal on the Storm Boys, but I'm not sure how effective it is. A little bit of miss micro here from these heretics. They need to be in the action, but they're not. Taking big damage from the... well, they got grenade launchers? What? One of the heretics have got grenade launchers. I'm guessing that must be a misclick. And the Storm Boys get wiped. But the Dreadnought also goes down. I don't know how important that Dreadnought was. Well, I guess it's a source of AV, isn't it? That's the problem. There's no AV right now. And this Weird Boy in the goddamn bunker has been very problematic. The CSM there, if it wasn't for this, should have been able to tie up the busters relatively easily. You know, and Rostam's like, oh, what the fuck do I do? Because now Knobs are hitting the field. And he's already lost basically without the tier 3 tech. Very cool Knobs. Right here, look at this skin. Nice skin. I love these claw gauntlets that they've got. But yeah, I think the opportunity here for Rostam was to not go for that second Dreadnought, rather to go for tier 3, get a tank, kill this MVP level 4 Death Dread that seemed to dominate every bloody engagement. This thing was amazing. And then maybe from there he could do something, then he'd be able to take out the bunker relatively easily. And of course, there were loads of little micro mistakes from both players throughout the game. You know, if you had Blastmasters, that would deal with that very easily. But nice play. When do you see these bunkers? You don't see them very often. They give a passive boost to nearby orcs. I forget how strong it is. I don't think it's as strong as a War Banner. It might be. It might be about as powerful as a War Banner. But of course, it's very nice to protect your Weird Boy. But that was cool. Really nice to see the Death Dread putting in work. Really impressed with Rostam's play here. Pretty good. I think his macro did kind of capitulate when it came to tier 2. But, yeah, it happens. Honestly, his tier 1 macro was very impressive. Because I really don't think he plays very often at the moment. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that, folks. That's going to be all for this one. Torpid signing out.